Welcome to KinderCare Cooks, where today we are making the most of fresh seasonal produce to create healthy meal starter kits. And these freezer meal kits are designed to help you save time, money, and give you the tools to make customizable, nourishing meals for you and your family. We're gonna make a few of my favorite go-tos. We're gonna do a Fajita Kit, a Marinara Kit, and an Indian-inspired curry kit that can serve as starters for soups, stews, or sauces. So these meal kits can be either plant-based, or you could add in an animal protein if you want. For example, you could add in chicken or some shredded beef, maybe some shrimp, or you could even do something called a jackfruit, which is something that works really well, kind of tastes like a pulled pork. The way we're gonna do them today is sort of a vegetarian kit so that you could always add in different proteins later. A quart-sized bag makes about 2 servings, whereas the gallon-sized bag makes about 4 to 6 servings, so choose what's best for your family. By adding in the spices now, you'll save time on those busy back-to-school nights. So whether your produce comes from the garden, the grocery store, the neighborhood food pantry, or your local farmer's market, we hope that today's episode will spark some ideas for what to do with all that fresh seasonal produce. You'll make a freezer full of healthy, budget-friendly meal kits to make those busy back-to-school nights go more smoothly. You can really maximize your dollars while supporting local growers in your community by shopping the farmer's market. Fresh food is very nourishing for our bodies, but access to fresh produce isn't always available for everybody. Check your local farmer's market to see what kind of benefits they accept. They may accept more than you think. Also, check out the resources we've included in this episode description on how you can access local fresh produce. So putting together meal kits can take some upfront prep time, so I recommend getting together with some friends, coworkers, or other family members to pool your resources. Many hands make light work, and children as young as 2 can help by washing and drying produce, sorting it, and helping fill those freezer bags. Today I have some kitchen helpers. I'm so excited. We have Jessica and her daughter Jordan, Aisha and her daughter London, and Laura to help us out today. So over the weekend, we shopped the local farmer's market and we're now ready to make some meal kits. Okay, you guys, are you ready to start making our marinara kits? Yes. Okay. Yes. Well, what I'm gonna do is I have 2 different size bags here. This is a quart bag. Choose whatever size bag works best for your household. And then we're just gonna label what we're making on the front, and you're gonna put the date on it. So we're gonna make a marinara kit. So I'm just gonna write that down. And then into the marinara kit, Jordan, do you wanna put some onions in there for us? So you could use this, and then just, how about like 4 scoops of onions in the bottom of there? Yeah, I'll hold it for you. Yeah.
How long are these good for in the freezer?
They're good for months in the freezer, probably up to 6 months.
3.
That looks pretty good. Okay, and then London, do you want to scoop our tomatoes? Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm just gonna give you that spoon. Don't worry if we don't always get it into the bag. I didn't earlier. You can even use your hands if you want. There you go.
So hard. That's long. Okay.
Yeah. Woo, 3. Let's eyeball that. Are you up for one more? Let's do it. Let's do one more. Yeah. Whoop, got it. I got that.
Big tomato chunks, huh?
That's all right. We have a dog. She'll take care of that. Okay, that looks pretty good. Jessica, what do you think? Some garlic in there?
Okay.
I think some garlic would be good. I mean, I'm thinking 3. Sure, okay. So what would you guys use your marinara sauce for? Like, what are some favorite meals that you guys can think of? Spaghetti.
Lasagna.
Lasagna, yum. Laura, get in here. Come on, Laura.
I'm like the awkward person in here.
No, all right.
I'm the neighbor that stumbles in.
Let's do 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar in there. You could use wine, red wine if you have that, but balsamic is nice and tasty. Okay, and then I think just to top it off, we're gonna add a little bit of spices to that. So we're gonna put in some oregano, and I'm gonna use dried, but you could also use fresh. And the rule of thumb is if a recipe calls for dried, like 1 teaspoon of dried, you could also use 1 tablespoon of fresh. I didn't have any dried parsley, but I have some fresh parsley. Do you guys wanna pinch some of that off and throw it in the bag? So you don't really have to measure perfectly. You can just kind of eyeball it. All right, we're gonna shake it down. We're gonna squeeze it to get all the air out and kind of go like that. And then we've got our bag all ready to go. So let's get started with the Fajita Kit. All right, so you guys ready to make our next kit?
Yes.
Okay, we are gonna make a Fajita Kit. So in this kit, we've got some, call it out.
Tomato.
Yep, and what are these?
Garlic.
Close, in the same family, but these are,
Onion.
yes, these are onions, and we've cut them a little bit differently so that they're long and stringy, kind of like the peppers that we have here. Why don't you guys label this bag for us, and we'll just put fajita on there, and you guys label that bag. Good job. Okay, so open your bags. London, I know this is your favorite tool, so we're gonna let you use that one.
Yes, this is my favorite.
2 scoops?
I think probably about 1/3 of the bag full.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
3.
There you go. And if we were at home in our own kitchen, we'd just be like grabbing these and throwing them in bags,
Okay,
right?
now we need onions.
Yep.
So what do we need?
Okay. Laura, you want to do onions?
I'll do onions.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
I'll hold for you.
Thank you. Ooh, see, that one just fell in the spice.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It kinda
Yeah,
looks
well,
like a-
I'll just throw,
Thank
I'll
you.
throw it in right there. All right, and then maybe we'll switch bags. Does that work?
Yes,
Then-
and then do each other's bag.
Yeah. This is so much better with lots of people. Can you imagine doing this on your own?
That would be fun.
Like if you went to the farmer's market and you had all this produce and you had to cut it by yourself, it would take a really long time.
That's good.
That is a lot of shopping and cutting.
Yeah. That's why it's fun to work together on this little project.
Is this bag gonna be an onion lover bag?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
We're gonna do onions, a lot of onions, and a lot of onions.
Okay.
Yeah, because when these get cooked down later, when you take this out and you're making your
I'm
fajitas
making them.
and you've got them sauteing, the onions caramelize and they get sweeter and
What
sweeter and
does
sweeter.
caramelize?
It's like the sugars come out of it and they taste nice and sweet.
There you go.
Okay, and then into our fajita bag, we're just gonna add a spice blend. And so in our blend that we're gonna use, we've got some garlic powder, we've got some cayenne pepper, paprika, and a little chili powder. So, Laura's our spice girl.
Well, I'll be the 6th spice girl since all 5 are right here.
Okay.
So- And how many scoops?
I
will
think
be
like
going in
2,
here?
5,000.
maybe
Alright.
3.
All right.
Put the whole thing.
You guys like a lot of spice in your fajitas?
No.
No?
I did that.
Here, I'll do a little half for the nose.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, and give it a little shake and then seal it up, get all that air out of there. And we've got our fajitas done. Good job, you guys. Last but not least, let's assemble our Indian-inspired curry kit. Okay, so we are ready to make our last freezer kit for today, and what we are gonna do is a curry base, and so we've got some butternut squash, any kind of squash, any kind of squash would work. It could be a summer squash, this is kind of a fall squash, and some cauliflower, and we've got some onion and some garlic. You could also add to this some fresh kale would be really nice, or something green. And so, you guys ready to get started? I know London is, because she is so excited. So do you think we should write on our bag what we're gonna put in our kit? Curry. Yeah.
Curry.
And again, we could do vegetarian, we could add a little bit of coconut milk, maybe do some chicken later, or we could just leave it as is with all vegetable and serve it over rice. Or we could put it in a casserole dish and make a stew out of it. So lots of things you can do with this kit. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Do you guys want to put some onion in yours?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a full bowl of onion.
How about a nice, just big one,
Yeah,
like
one more
heaping onion scoop in there. Laura, I know, likes her garlic.
I'm gonna throw in some.
Okay, that's a big scoop.
That's a big scoop. Yeah, but those are all going to cook down really small, so you could even put in one more if you wanted.
Good, I'm putting one more.
Did I tell you, don't touch your eyes
No, I was
with
doing
onion
this.
finger.
No, I was doing this. And see if
Almost.
it actually works.
Should we put our spices in? Okay, so I'm just going to tell you guys what we have in our spice mix. We've got some coriander, which is what we have here. What do you think it smells like? Maybe oranges?
Yeah, like citrusy.
Coriander smells a lot like orange. Yeah. That's coriander. We also have cumin in our spice mix, some turmeric, some dried mustard, some cayenne pepper, and then we throw a little sweetness into this sauce because it has a lot of spice. So a little bit of cinnamon and some cardamom, some ground ginger, and what you end up with is this nice powder. It kind of makes a marsala blend.
It kind of smells like a brown sugar, but like spicy.
Yes, exactly.
Brown sugar, but spicy.
It's sweet and spicy. So I'm gonna let you guys each put, I think you should go for like a tablespoon. That's the big one. Yeah. That's a great size scoop. Perfect. Okay, I think you guys are ready to seal.
Yeah. You guys get the seal of approval.
Tap on it.
Very good.
I know.
All right. You want to hold up those bags so everyone can see what you made?
It's so heavy.
Yay!
We made loads.
Good job, guys.
All right. Great job today with my helpers. We worked together to make a lot of meal starter kits from all this fresh produce. These will make some really great dinners in the fall and winter months. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Click below to get the recipe card with these meal kit ideas. And be sure to check out our other episodes. We've made some great recipes and you're gonna love them. From the healthy frozen treats to snack packs your family can take on the go and so much more. And as always, subscribe to our YouTube channel for more from our KinderCare experts.